My sister doc-drugged me at 14 to steal my crush. Now she's a nurse with access to my meds. My sister Savannah was always the perfect sister with her perfect family and perfect life. All while I was the family mess-up who almost died from overdosing at 14. I always thought the OD was my fault too, until last week when I was helping her prep for our parents' anniversary party. I was digging through dusty boxes in her basement when I knocked one over and this hospital bracelet fell out with her name on it from the exact same night I supposedly tried to unalive myself. She'd never once mentioned being at the hospital that night. For 12 years, the story was that I stole mom's heart pills, mixed them with vodka, and my brother-in-law Jamal saved my life, which is how their great love story began. But here was proof that some part of that night was a lie. I shoved the bracelet in my pocket and went upstairs where she was arranging flowers, humming to herself while her kids played and Jamal grilled outside like some Pinterest fantasy. That night, I couldn't let it go, so I tracked down Tracy, my sister's high school best friend. She looked like she wanted to run when she saw me, but when I showed her the bracelet, she went pale and finally spilled everything. Apparently, Savannah had been obsessed with Jamal, who'd actually asked me to homecoming, which I don't even remember because that whole month is basically gone from my head. The night of the party, I OD'd. Savannah kept saying I looked stressed and handed me a drink, then left early saying she felt sick, but not before making sure Jamal knew exactly where the party was, and mentioning I was there. Then he found me and called an ambulance, saving my life. Next thing I knew, everyone said I tried to unalive myself, and because I couldn't remember anything, I just believed it. I spent the days after Tracy told me this Facebook stalking people from high school, until I found 3 who remembered Savannah giving me that red cup. And this one girl, Kelly, still had an ancient flip phone with a blurry photo of Savannah walking toward me holding a drink right before my memory goes black. When I requested my hospital records, which took forever, I found out I had 0 alcohol in my blood, just enough of mom's heart medication to stop a horse. The ER doctor even wrote that my sister insisted she saw me taking pills from mom's cabinet earlier. I drove straight to Savannah's house while Jamal was at work and the kids were at school. I confronted her and she actually broke down sobbing, saying she only wanted to make me sick enough to miss homecoming, not call me. But I drank it all at once instead of sipping it. And when I collapsed, she panicked and had a friend drive her to the hospital, then called Jamal to be the hero. She kept saying she was just 17 and stupid and look how everything turned out. That I was fine, and she had this beautiful life and helped people as a nurse. I wanted to throw up listening to her justify almost killing me. When I told Jamal later on, he looked like he'd been punched, but then said, "What do you expect me to do now? Destroy my family because of something that happened when we were kids?" I realized this eye-hole was choosing her story over my life. That's when Savannah started her counterattack, sending me screenshots of Adderall I bought during college finals with a message about who would believe the family addict over a respected healthcare worker. At Sunday dinner, I tried telling our parents everything, but Savannah immediately jumped in with concerns about my sobriety. Then Savannah said she saw pills in my purse that had obviously been planted, but suddenly it was an intervention about my problems. My entire family started turning against me all over again. I was so desperate I asked Savannah to meet for coffee to apologize. I secretly recorded her admitting everything, but the psycho actually twisted it saying she saved me from sleeping with an older boy and ruining my life, and the OD gave me a clean slate to become who I was meant to be. When I played the recording for my parents, Mom just sighed and said they already knew because Savannah confessed when she turned 18, but what good would come from destroying her life now when I survived? She went on to say she has children and saves lives as a nurse. I threatened to go public, and Savannah smiled this cold smile I'd never seen before. She showed me all these documents she'd been creating for years, painting a picture of me as dangerous and unstable, and I realized my own sister had been building a case against me since we were teenagers. She scheduled an emergency psychiatric appointment for me the next day, and when the therapist called to confirm, they mentioned having a bed ready at their inpatient facility if needed, based on Savannah's